Okay, boys and girls, okay, boys and girls, we have a very special holiday coming up. Can you guess what it is? Think about it. It's the 4th of July, Independence Day. So we are going to do the American flag, but we're going to do it in a really cool way. We're going to do it using optical illusion. So we're going to make the flag look like it's blowing in the wind. So let's begin. Remember, draw light until you get it right. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to put your finger at the top of your paper right in the center. So I'm going to put my finger right here, and on either side of my finger I am going to create a really tall letter V. So I'm going to leave my finger there. I'm going to go from the top of the paper all the way down. The only difference with my letter V is that the point is not going to touch. So in other words, instead of coming back up, I'm just going to move a little bit further down, and then I am going to work my way all the way back up to the top of the paper. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to put my pencil on the other side of my finger. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to do the same thing, come up. So it's like a big letter V, except the letter V is not connected at the bottom. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the area for the stars. So I'm just going to make one curve here, and this is going to be really important, boys and girls. The curves that you are going to be making is really what's going to make this flag look like it's blowing in the wind. So we know that on our flag we have a section up in the top left-hand corner that's blue with white stars. And those stars, the 50 of them, represent our 50 states. So we're not going to be able to draw all 50 stars, but that's okay. We will draw what we can. I am going to do a curve almost like the top of a hill, just like this, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the stripes. Does anybody know how many stripes our flag has and why? Think about it. Think about it. Maybe ask your parents. The flag has 13 stripes, and those 13 stripes represent the 13 colonies. Okay, they were the British colonies that declared independence and became the first states of the United States. So you may not fit all 13, but you definitely don't want more than 13. So what I'm going to do is right here, which is where the stars are going to go, I'm going to begin my stripes right underneath. So I am going to do maybe another stripe here. And you see how I'm creating the curve? I'm going to do another one here, another one here, and another one here. Okay, now this is the really important part. The next section in our V, we are going to do the stripes also, but this time instead of the curve going up like a hill, the curve is going to dip down like a smile. And I'm going to connect it to the line that I just created. So I'm going to make a smile. I'm going to connect to the hill, and I'm going to make a smile. Connect to the hill, and I'm going to make a smile. And I'm going to connect to this hill, and I'm going to make a smile. And I'm going to continue these up here. Not here, because this is where my stars are going to go. And I'm going to try and make them the same width, but it's okay if they're not. Let me count how many I have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't want more than 13. And it's okay if you don't have 13, because they could be coming off the edge of the paper. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now that I've created these two, now I can continue doing the opposite in each section. So if I have the smile here, I'm going to do the hill here. And I'm going to do the hill. And I always come back to where I left off. The hill, the hill, and this one's going to come off the edge of the paper. And now in the next section, it is the smile. I hope this is making you smile. And I'm almost done with my stripes. Now I'm going to do the hill. Okay, so now I can come back over here to this section, and I can do my stars. And boys and girls, I know this is something that a lot of kids are always talking to me about, that they can't do stars. It's okay, your stars do not have to be perfect. And again, we are not going to be able to fit all 50 stars, and that's okay. This could be a zoomed in picture of our American flag, as long as you don't go over your 50 stars. And this is the drawing of the Optical Illusion American flag. Now what's really going to make this flag look super cool is how you color it. And we've all talked about value. Value is a really big part of art when you are coloring, and remember, value is the lightness or darkness of a color. So I am going to get a blue and a red crayon. I don't need the white because the paper is already white, and I'm going to show you how we're going to create value and make this flag really look like it's blowing in the wind. So I have my red crayon, I have my blue crayon. I don't need white because the paper is already white. And before I begin, do you know what these colors stand for in the flag? The red stands for hardiness and valor. The white, which is in the stars and in the stripes, stand for purity, high ideals, and innocence. And the blue stands for vigilance, perseverance, and justice. So now let's talk about value. So we are going to begin, or I'm going to begin with my red crayon. And what you want to do, remember every other stripe is white. What you want to do is you want to make the edges of your stripe really, really dark, okay, like this. And you want to make sure you're coloring it in the same direction, in the direction that you drew your lines. You always want to color in the direction you drew. So if you drew your line like this, then that's how you want to color. So I'm making the edges super dark, and then in the center it's going to be light. So I have light and dark, and if I want, I can even do a medium in between the light and the dark. Just like that. Now in this section, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to go dark on the edge, coloring in the same direction. And light in the center. So I'm going to do that to all the stripes, and the area around the stars is going to be blue, and you can do a little bit of value in that area also. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that, and I'm just going to do this area over here, carefully coloring around the stars.